So when I woke up this morning, I was anticipating, as I have every day ever since New Year has come round, that Second Assault might drop, and my dreams didn't come true, so I was very sad. So I jumped onto the Mordor HQ forums, and I ran into a post from a guy called Battlefield Guy 69 claiming to have spoken to Jinto, or Daniel Matros, a producer at DICE, about a new patch that was going to be released at the end of January. That was actually confirmed by Trideling on the Battlelog forum, saying that there was going to be a multi-platform patch going live at the end of January, start of February, and the times weren't defined yet. So they haven't got a full release date for this patch yet. But basically what got me interested is it's going to be the first balance patch that DICE have released since Battlefield 4 actually came out. In terms of what is actually being balanced in the patch that's coming very soon, is something that we get to vote on. I've left a link in the description down to the page where you can vote on several different aspects of balancing at the moment in Battlefield 4. So you've got like the stealth jet cannons and the MBT canister shells and things like that. And basically your opinion matters. So if you're a guy who plays with the canister shell and the MBT, you can actually go and vote whether you want there to be better range or better bullet velocity with something like that. And I thought that was really cool. So for once we're actually getting some real sort of input into the changes for the game. But on top of that though, there's not a huge amount else that we actually know about the patch. I'm really hoping that Second Assault will actually be included in the patch, just like that used to be in Battlefield 3, where they do a load of tweaks and release it with all the game files for the next DLC. So I really hope it is a big patch, so at least we know that Second Assault is actually coming to the other platforms that it's not available for yet. But at the moment, there's not much more that we really know about the patch. So this is where I thought I'd talk about a couple of things that are really sort of griping me about the game that I think really should be either balanced or fixed. Things that I really do want to actually see implemented in the next patch. So the first thing that I want to see sort of adapted in the patch for Battlefield 4 is something rather acute, and I don't think too many people notice or at least understand why it actually happens. But I want to see the 0% health bug fixed in the kill cam. It really annoys me when I get shot by somebody to find out that he had 0% health. And I mean, apparently it's a bug that where somebody gets shot after you actually die, it registers by changing that in the kill cam, not by the percentage of health that he had when he fired the bullet to actually kill you. And it's really frustrating because I can't see how many bullets I actually put into him in terms of how much damage I did to him. So I can't see if I actually deserve to get a kill out of him or if my accuracy was off. It's just something little. But it infuriates me just a little bit because I can't see how well I did in the gunfight because it takes away how much health he had left, and therefore I can't see if I was likely to get a kill or not if I landed one more bullet. Maybe it's just me, but that is something maybe just aesthetic, just changing that to make sure that it registers the health of the player when he actually kills me instead of his actual health when the kill cam comes up, because I just think it makes more sense for me to see how well I did in that gunfight. Now, the next one, and I don't think it's ever likely to happen, at least with the base maps in Battlefield 4, is the MCOM placements on Rush. Rush is such a bad game mode in Battlefield 4, it's as if it was an afterthought. And that is really something that concerned me, that they focus so much on a new game mode called Obliteration that, to be perfectly honest, not many people actually play, and to completely forget about Rush was a little bit sad to first think about it. But in general, the MCOM placements are really bad. I mean, whose idea was it to place two MCOMs in a line on Golmud Railway for this first set of MCOMs? They're so close to the enemy spawn point that you have absolutely no chance as an attacker unless you charge in with a tank and simply run the MCOM over of actually getting there before the enemy team have even thought about anything. The idea of Rush is obviously to catch people off guard, to get the MCOM and break your way through. On Golmud Railway there's absolutely no way to do that. I mean, it just feels like there wasn't any effort put in, and it could be such a good game mode in Battlefield 4. There are some really good maps in Battlefield 4, especially for Rush, and it just feels like they didn't put in enough time and effort, and it's something that I'd really like to see changed. Something else that I've picked up in a couple of places, specifically on Reddit and Mordor HQ, that a lot of people are reporting a bug with suppression on LMGs. Apparently, if you get killed by a suppressed LMG and then revived after you've been killed by that weapon, all of the bullets that you continue to fire after you've been revived are affected by the suppression of the weapon that killed you. So it's like having a constant suppression button flicked on until you actually die and return to the spawn screen. And I think that's a really weird bug, and apparently it only happens with suppressed LMGs because they deal more suppression than all of the other weapons. And perhaps it's just you notice it more because there is so much more suppression with LMGs, but that is something that I think really does need fixing. And one final thing from me before we head on to your opinion on this is I'd like to see a reduction in the grenade spam. I think a really good solution would be to increase the amount of time it takes for a grenade to load back into your loadout. Basically, as I understand it at the moment, and at least through a little bit of testing of my own, if you have two ammo kits sat next to each other, you can throw smoke grenades for days, and they replenish so quickly that literally you can engulf one part of the map completely in smoke, and nobody will be able to see anything unless they've got an infrared sight. And in terms of the V40 Mini and the RGO impact grenades, they do replenish rather quickly as well, and I think just an increase in the amount of time it takes for those to reload back into your empty loadout would put an end to a lot of the grenade spam that we're seeing on maps like Operation Locker. Those close quarter battles really do highlight just how much grenade spam there is in Battlefield 4. And that's really it from me, but over to you guys really. What do you want to see fixed in the next Battlefield 4 balance patch, or at least the first Battlefield 4 balance patch for that matter? Is it something that I've said already, or is it something else that you've noticed? Of course, not everything is going to get patched or tweaked or fixed. There are still things that DICE are going to prioritise over others, and things that obviously get more attention are going to grab DICE's attention to actually fix them. So some of these smaller issues that I've mentioned aren't likely to get fixed in the latest balance patch, but what do you think, guys? Make sure you leave your comments down below. But that is the end of the video, so I guess we better end it. But thanks for watching. If you did enjoy it today, please do leave a like on the video, and as I've said, comments are always appreciated. But until next time, my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.